power map. Meanwhile, you do see Bobo's holding trigger discipline on point. He may be able to beat Papichulo, but he will fall first. Meanwhile, let's see the rest of Bren.Esports make their way inside. Can he get the bomb plant though? Yes, they can. And Papichulo in the pit.
Well, strong start for sure. Bren.Esports, I think this is what we come to expect from them at the map of Inferno. D4 gonna just come in and get taken out immediately. A 1v1 situation with Alex, along with Papichulo. So come, Papichulo gonna get it done here. Bren.Esports secure the first round. So they're gonna have major advantage going into the second round, of course. More money in the bank and more firepower for sure.
Yep, the tap onto the head. Papichulo on point, 4-0. Perfect start coming in for Bren.Esports, obviously. Feeling fresh, feeling hyped from game 2. That's gonna be a scout coming in for Bankai currently. Can he get a snipe though? That's the question. Oh, Pro trying to play a little bit sneaky. The head gets revealed.
I think Bren.Esports has really shown, good understanding of the banana. So every banana play they have, most of the time they do get it successful.
Oh, the pop flash. And Alex gets taken down. But you mentioning about the pop flash, we see splash coming in. Oh, one more shot. And that's going to be devastating. Oh, one more. 3 kills for splash. And it's going to get... Can he retrieve the AK? That's the question. Can he get the AK though? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. He throws in one back David. We have a live career going on.
So pressure's on Bren.Esports here because the bomb has been dropped in a very unfavorable position at banana. It looks like the rest of...
And it's 3-2-3 AKs as well.
Exactly. So Splashkey not gonna let them have it for free.
Good play coming up on Brute there to trade off the flash. And Bobo saw the bait, but they did manage to pick up the kill. Meanwhile, Bokum, only remaining member. Well, the turn events for Brute as well. The bomb is just in such a bad place for Bren.Esports. Like, you gotta go past the half wall. You don't know which corner they might be from. You gotta make sure that it's not down the alley. And there we have it. Bren trying to make a play. It's only got the 95 and David. No mistake there. And that's gonna be another AK, I believe. Nope, it's a switch out for the Mac. Yeah, that's fine. He switches out the scout for the Mac. So there's gonna be 2 F3 AKs for Brute.
Right, so now they kind of even things out in terms of finances. They're gonna kind of force Bren.Esports into an eco here. So I think Brute kind of has this round in the bag as long as they don't make too big of a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, David, our Splash, definitely the MVP of the previous round, getting in 3 really important kills. And kind of setting up the AK retrieval as well.
So the molly is being dropped down here by Boot and Bren.Esports respectively. As you can see, Boot, I think they are pretty aggressive on this banana.
Welcome right around the corner. Bobosaw making a lot of noise. Goes right to the corner. Oh, wrong timing though, but the flash comes in and Bobosaw gets the kill. Oh, a bit of luck coming in as well. Bankai with the splash, saving his teammate, and Alex still keeping eyes on to bomb side B.
Alright, so here we go with Bren.Esports. They're gonna try something else for sure. The score's 1-1 here. Not a lot of firepower on Bren.Esports, and of course as Alex attempts to stop this push from the banana.
Wade's tank down to 39 HP as well, but they must be feeling good.
Right, they have plenty of options here. I mean, still a couple of utilities on the side of Boot, so in comparison against Bren.Esports, not much option left for them. So it's gonna be a really tough attempt on this attack on the bomb sites, whichever ones they choose, as Pro takes a fall along with Wits, leaving Papichulo alone.
He's going to run straight into him as well. Papichulo going to be popping right beneath the crosshair there. Does he spot though? Oh, he spots it, but not in time. Meanwhile, Bobosaw still on the balcony. He's going to run straight into the arc, and David will strip this one out. 2-1 Brute. Once again coming up victorious, but they do lose 1 AK. But I'm sure they won't be complaining. They did manage to pick up the round after all.
Well, 2-1, Boot definitely has the advantage now, so they will want to kind of push everything in their favor from this point on.
And right now we are into round number 4. Bren.Esports on the back foot, but Boot showing they definitely can take a fight down mid. Splash kick, making sure that mid is covered. And looks like we're gonna see Walker push up the apartment as well. The nade comes through, not gonna connect onto anyone. Oh, Flash gonna take Pro down to 15 HP, switches out for the pistol, but Pro definitely taking that as he wanted. Oh, he takes Papichulo as well. That's a really good shot. A little bit unfortunate not to pick up the kill, but nevertheless can't complain too much. Bulbasaur gonna be the one to stand guard while the rest of his teammates are in place. Oh, he just put out the hands of Papichulo though. They're ready to go for. Yes, he picks up one. He might be a bigger, maybe another spray down. And looks like it. Bulbasaur. Whoa, the 3 kills in a row. And somehow he's still alive. Hands must be shaking there for a moment.
Well, so Boot now with this victory, they proceed to lead 3-1. This looks like it's going to go for in Boot's favor at least because the team value now in terms of cash, Boot definitely has a lot more compared to Bren.Esports, who are kind of going to be forced into an equal situation if they do not get this round.
Right, they definitely can break Bren.Esports' economy pretty hard if this round doesn't go into Bren's favor. But let's not count them out yet. We see what happened on Nuke. He's going to be forcing a smoke there, Papichulo. Meanwhile, Splash once again with the up in place. Alex with the smoke. Derek playing it safe, making sure the quads are cleared as well. And you have Bren just making a lot of noise in the apartments, but not really pushing in just yet.
Well, I think Bren.Esports is the one who has to try and force things to happen. Because Boot is just really contented to just stay back and wait. They have no rush. They, 1 minute on the clock. I mean, it's still a lot of time on both sides. But Bren.Esports, as the timer ticks down, pressure is building up as well.
Definitely Boot here, making sure that all the angles are covered. It's pretty quiet for Bren.Esports so far. They haven't revealed too much, but they've only got one flash left. Can they make this happen? The smoke comes through, and that's going to burn quite a little bit of that. The spray coming in, and they managed to pick up a kill though. And David is onto the stack. He's onto the pottery. Can they find a couple of kills? Yes, he does. He picks up 1. He picks up 2. And Bo and Broker will go down. And that's going to be Wish trying to break right through the smoke. But perfect round coming from Booth, picking up round number 5.
Right, so I mean, there was a really clean Molly there. A smoking Molly, so it definitely distracted and disoriented Bren.Esports there. All members were kind of distracted. They didn't know what to do. So with that confusion, I mean, the rest of Boot just cleaned up the slate there for them. Yeah. So with this, we have our first out of 4 available timeouts for Bren.Esports. They really have to kind of reconfigure their thoughts.
Yeah, that was such a devastating round. It must have been such a devastating round. Obviously, they only got a flash to kind of work with, but take nothing away from Bren.Esports. They've been playing a really fierce game so far. They've rushed into the B. It was a little bit unfortunate. The Molly just burnt so many of them, and by the time Papichulo kind of pushed into the side, I think he was only left with 40 HP, and the spray just came in from Bud. So nothing that you can really blame Bren.Esports from there. They just gotta make sure that they stay cool, calm, composed, recollect a little bit, gather that form that they need. And yeah, hopefully they can get a couple of kills in, because they can actually put a dent into Boot's economy if they pick up 1 or 2 kills here.
Well, like we say, Bren.Esports are forced to be reckoned with, and I think they really love Inferno, so don't count them out, because it's just a difficult situation for them at this point. But if they get 1 or 2 rounds back in their favor, I think they definitely can turn things around.
Well, Bulbasaur and Splash Bang falls all the way back into the side, and it looks like we're gonna have Splash that's watching over the arc. Meanwhile, Derek.
Splash here with the Molly, just gonna slow things down on the side of Bren.Esports. Kind of revealed his position as well as Derek takes a chunk of damage here, and it looks like he's gonna miss. Splash Key gonna be punished really badly for that, as we are now left with just Wiz left with 4 health, and just any shot would have done it. So Boot now gonna lead the round 5-1 in favor of Boot. Of course, Bren.Esports still trailing by 4 games, so perhaps this is the round to change it. They have some firepower on hand right now, a bunch of utilities as well. So Bren.Esports, this is the round to look out for if you are Bren.Esports fan.
Yeah,
for sure.
and obviously, you know, Bren.Esports, they won the equal the previous round, so nothing too much to going on there. But good, obviously, having another follow this round. I'm rooting for Bren.Esports here. I definitely want to see an OT round. I've been missing a couple of games today, I know, left you in the hung and dry, but here I am. I want to see some action go down.
Well, Wits is going to be the first to fall at Banana here as Bren.Esports tries to recuperate this loss. Currently getting some good damage out onto Dave and Alex as well. So Bren.Esports still doing okay, I guess. Still a lot of time on their hands, 1 minute and 24 seconds and counting. So no rush on either side. They just don't want to overcommit. You know.
Yeah, look at how confident Bud is. They're pushing all the way up into half of the banana, and this is going to be putting a lot of pressure onto Bren. So, I mean, if they need, they can actually just have Alex just rotate down to the A side if they want to. Splash meanwhile gonna be setting up shop in the library just in case, you know, any of the members of Bren.Esports decides to go through Arc. He's got that angle covered.
That's right. So Bren.Esports still playing pretty patiently. They're gonna drop down a few utilities. The smoke comes down. Gonna try and block the vision on the side of Boot here.
Here we go. They know that he's somewhere around there. He's going to spot out one member. Balcom here will go down. They know that there's two members right in the smoke, but Splash will come in to sweep up the paces. Meanwhile, we do see Derek. He's the only really member left. He gets one. He gets two. Can he get an ace coming in? No, he does. And Bobo saw one more member hiding in the pit. And the green dinosaur will pick that Q.
So clean round here for Boot. Again, they're going to extend their lead 6-1. Is this going to be the same story as game 2? I mean, Boot, they had a very impressive showing at the start, and then, you know, towards the end, they kind of choked off. So Bren.Esports, I think they want to kind of counter this experience and try and turn the tide of things around.
Absolutely. Boot here, strong showing in the first half of Inferno. Oh, one kill. Oh, he might be able to get a second one. And he spots the C4 as well. That's going to be Bankai. He sees Wits. Does he see Papichulo? Yes, he does. He spots the hit. But it's a little bit too quick for him to kind of react to that. That's going to be a really quick round coming in from Bud. They managed to pick up 2 rounds.
So it's repositioning themselves around the map, Boot. So this is going to leave Bren.Esports at a disadvantage, not only in terms of numbers, but in terms of utility as well. Bren.Esports no access to any useful utilities at this point in time to really try and force their way into any of the bomb sites.
They do have a flash, so if they want, they can kind of, you know, try to force.
Well, it has to be a miracle flash. There's still 4 members of Boot here, and I don't think they'll be all looking
flash,
at the
call the value flash.
Yeah, the same location at the same time, of course. Boot, they still have plenty of ways to lock Bren.Esports out from any of the bomb sites for sure. So this is really a tough kind of attack for Bren.Esports on whichever bomb site they choose to attack.
And they're seriously considering this, like Papichulo leading the charge right here. And it looks like Alex is going to come to the rescue. He's going to spot one. Does he get it? No, Papichulo will pick him off. Meanwhile, you do see Alex. Oh, they haven't cleared up the side though. And then we're able to spray. And it's all down to Pro. He gets a 1-tap. Does he able to get to? Yes, he gets splashed down. It's going to be a 1-on-1. Oh, he spots out Bankai. Despite Bankai kind of knew that.
Well, here comes the utility as it looks like Bren.Esports is gonna fall actually. So here comes Bankai. Does he have a defusal kit? Yes, he does. So
doesn't matter. I mean, he decided to go for pick up the orb as well. So that's gonna be really useful. Maximum impact. And it's gonna pick up a Molly as well.
So far, so good for the side of Boot. Of course, it's the reverse of the situation for Bren.Esports. But as we approach round 9, perhaps Bren.Esports is considering how to just get some games up before the second half. And once they are in the CT position, perhaps they can bring the pain back to Boot.
Yep, definitely. Like you mentioned, 7-1, Bren.Esports on the back. And they've got a full AK balance as well. Look at the utilities. They are preparing for a wall. You're going to see the pick up of sprays coming up from both sides. Meanwhile, David with the stack on the splash kit. But it looks like they're going to find him one. They want to get the AWP Q as well.
So clever play there, leaving just a small gap in that smoke. Well, Bulbasaur are going to be punished actually.
I think that was down in the apartment, so coming in Meanwhile, Benkai gonna be running straight into opponents there. Do they know that he's there though? There he gets one. And there's someone that's jumping right behind him, and this will be the one who sweep them up.
So 2v4 situation favorable for Bren.Esports, of course, as they get a smoke down and the bomb has been planted as well. Dave gonna be trying to scout for some information. I'll take it out here. Splashkey all alone. What can he do against 4 members of Bren.Esports? Not much, I believe, as he doesn't have enough firepower to take on 4 members of the organization at the same time. So Bren.Esports gonna have this turnaround, gonna secure 1 round for themselves at least as we move on to round 10.
Bren.Esports finding that dent into Boot's armor. And this is gonna be 72. However, Boot, they have the cash, they have the economy.
So they recuperate some finance back into the bank. Bren.Esports are able to come up with a full buy right now. So plenty of utilities to play around with, and Boot, I think they are kind of considering what to do now. Of course, they're gonna have their full utilities on hand. Pretty rich. So not an issue for them, but Bren.Esports, if they can take continual rounds, this is gonna hurt the bank of Boot for sure.
Yeah, this up on Splashkey has been the reason why they've been winning so many of these rounds. Like, look at that, 11 and 8. And now Splashkey gonna make sure that he gets the corner. Meanwhile, Benkai pushing a little bit high. Out of promise, he spots out Balcom, gets the tag down to 10 HP, but not enough to bring him down. Meanwhile, Derek pushing onto side. Derek has been pushing quite a bit and quite aggressively for Bren. He's been trying to find a space. It's going to be a tactical molly as well. It's going to be mauling up the quads. And that's going to send Boot back quite a little bit. Balcom down to 10 HP as always. Looks like Splashkey will be able to pick up a kill onto Derek. And Balcom gonna retrieve the C4 while it looks like Bren.Esports, they're gonna make a B play right now. Alex, eyes on the prize. And the smoke comes in, and they try to make a rush through, but he gets the quick kill onto Alex, and into the side they go. Meanwhile, David, do they want to contest this? But
so it's a 3v4 situation. Of course, disadvantages to Boot here, but they try to even things out. 3-3, not much utility on the side of Bren.Esports already. So Boot, they kind of have a slight advantage here. But now, Bren.Esports, they already have the plant down. So Boot, I think they just want to do an eco, save whatever they have on hand, and proceed to the next round with a bit more advantage.
yeah, absolutely. But meanwhile, Balcom trying to make a rotation right now. David. And Boot is more than happy to just give this round away, right? I mean, minimal loss. You only lose like, what, a couple M4s, but at least you do keep the op, and there's really no real urgency to force a play right there.
Yeah, I mean, you still in the lead, you still have 4 rounds in advantage to your name, so not too big of a loss. Perhaps a slight shift in momentum.
Bren.Esports now starting to pick the momentum up. Could we see something similar to map 2? Maybe play a bit of the momentum, try to pick up.
It will be a beautiful match to watch if that happens. Well, Bren.Esports, I'm sure they want to do that situation again. But Boot, I hope they learn their lesson here. And let's see how Boot does in this round as they try to prevent Bren from doing that bomb plant.
Bobosaur gonna make sure the boilers are cleared. Meanwhile, you can see Benkai right in the pit. So maybe just to fill in a bit of time, you know, between the M4 and M4A1, which do you kind of prefer?
I think I would prefer the M4A1 actually.
Fair enough. I actually do prefer the M4A1 as well. Obviously, you have the silencer. It feels a lot. You feel a lot more in control of the gun.
Yep.
And I mean, they recently just increased the amount. I wouldn't say recently, but I mean, 75 in the back feels pretty good. And now Splashkey Gonna be mauling up the boilers for now. Gonna be pushing Bren.Esports quite a bit. 47 seconds to go. Bren.Esports looks like they want to make the B play. David just hiding inside the smoke. Is he gonna smoke up the access to the B side? Yes, he will. And Papi Chulo, all access cut off. And Splash does manage to find one down the middle as well. Will Papi Chulo tap the Stewie? Oh, and he runs straight into him. He gets the easy kill. Meanwhile, Wits in a real trouble. They're trying to splash through. Balcom gonna be spotting out by Bobosaw as well, and Pro will get the kill. So they do manage to time this one out. Meanwhile, Balcom hiding in the library. That's gonna be no economy going their way. Brute 8-3.
So 5-round advantage here as we approach round 12. We're going to be closing out the first half of the game. Probably still in favor of Boot if this continues. But Bren.Esports, they have to try and figure something out here.
Papi Chulo now starting to rake up those kills. It's always been one of my more favorite players on Bren.Esports because he's been playing so aggressively in all the maps.
Papi Chulo, on day one, I believe, when they were going up against Exolis Gaming, well, he showed his stuff for sure. Yep. Starting his way around the same inferno map.
Interesting fight though. Splash Key being forced out of position, and I think it was Wiz that actually managed to tag him a little bit as well, down to 28 HP. And now Bobosaw being forced to use the smoke, but that kind of reveals his position. Oh, both Pro and Bobosaw.
Splash Key gonna get sniped out here. So this leaves us with a 4v5 situation. Bren.Esports having the numbers advantage at this point. Well, Wits gonna be even out here. 1v1 exchange, 2-1 exchange here. Looks like Boot, they have the good rotations. They are able to snuff out some of the attempts from Bren.Esports so far. Plenty of utilities on the side of Boot, still open for them to try and use.
Definitely Pro here. Natisha is going to be the entry fragger. Usually it's Papi Chulo.
Here it comes. There's going to be a push. Molly immediately in response here. Double Mollies going to try and slow down this movement from Bren.Esports. As here comes another Molly. This time from Bren.Esports here. They're going to take a kill each. As we're going to be in the 3v2 situation. Alex trying to see what can he do for his
Alex with the timing as well. And that's going to allow Bobosaw to pick up the other kill. Boot.
Sandwich in between. I mean, Boot really well played there. So Bren.Esports kind of caught in between the hard and the rock and a hard place here. So 9-3. This is a 6-round advantage going to the team Boot as we approach round 13, closing into this first half.
Yeah, Boot just being really strong in the first half of the map, and I'm not too surprised as well if you look at the way they've been playing. They've got all the corners gutted, and obviously Inferno being a very firepower based map. Like basically the more economy you have, generally you will be able to defend the sites. And Brute is has shown a classic example of what happens when you have the economy to play. And they've been, Splash Kid has been making some of the sick shots down mid. We obviously saw David holding the side pretty well alongside Alex as well on B side. So, all this consistency coming out from Brute is just making life so hard for Bren.Esports. But like we said, they'll counter up with Sin and Nuke what they can do when you give them a little of a breathing space.
That's right. So Bren.Esports, they're going to try and mount this comeback here as they are trailing 9-3. Deficit of 6 rounds. Of course, Boot here, they want to keep this game in their favor for as long as possible, slowly leading up to their win here as we see certain rotations happening between Bren.Esports and Boot. So much more utilities on the side of Boot, of course, and firepower definitely in advantage to Boot. As Bren, they are forced into an eco round here, so not much firepower in excess. Derek's going to be taken out along with Papi Chulo as they try to attend this rush. Well, no more for you as Balcom is the only one left, and Boot closes this game out in convincing fashion. 10-3, a 7-round advantage.
Yeah, I mean, the smoke coming out from Bren was pretty good. Like, they smoked up the library, and they smoked up as well. But I think they kind of didn't expect when, Splash Key was just pushing up way high, past the smoke. And Bulbasaur as well, did manage to close that one out in the pits. And yeah, pretty straightforward round like you mentioned, but Bren.Esports now, they can kind of afford the full buyout. You can see Wits with the AWP, you can see a couple of AKs, the SSG on Pro.
Well, Bren.Esports, I think, of course, not done and out. We have seen in the previous game how scary they can be. And Bren.Esports, let's take a look at how they want to turn the situation around. As plenty of utility being used by both sides. Boot so far still quite conservative in the amount of utilities. Dave is actually taken out here.
He ran straight into his teammates there as well.
So Splash Key having to deal with all of these utilities being thrown, and he's going to get caught out here. So this leaves Boot with 3 members to kind of defend this bomb plant attempt.
The spray from Alex.
Actually gets it.
Lucky Q coming in from Alex, but hey, you gotta make that shot to make the luck count.
So I think Boot, they're trying to formulate something at this point of time. They still have a bit of time to try to take back this bomb site. And Bren.Esports, I mean, they have the numbers advantage, they have the firepower, not much utilities, in fact no utilities to talk about. So perhaps they still stand a fighting chance on the side of Boot to do this retake. Window is closing here as the timer is ticking. Bulbasaur and Alex, they will both fall as Bren.Esports takes this round in their favor. 10-4, 6th round advantage still going on to Boot. But Bren.Esports, I think perhaps this could be the start of something.
Yeah, I mean, if they can pick up one more round coming into round number 15 before the swap, I would say they've been doing pretty well so far, but obviously they definitely want to have that double GG rounds in. However, that being said, like as I mentioned, if they can pick one more round before the swap, I wouldn't say they've done too bad, right? You go in with the winning mentality, and if you pick up a round, the pistol round, the CT side, you'll be pretty strong from the get-go.
That's right. So Boot, they have access to a lot of utilities still at this point in time, and I think they can really force Bren into a bad and awkward situation, or at least a bad and awkward position, if you may. And Bren.Esports, they have been kind of patient so far in this past few games, not really rushing in. The aggression slightly lessened from the previous games we have seen them play.
Alex here, watching down onto bomb site A meanwhile. We're gonna see Bren.Esports play a little bit more towards the apartments. Bankai here gonna be parking himself in the pit. And we're gonna see Alex watch up in the library as well. The smoke out comes and it's gonna smoke up the out. Alex with the spray, it's gonna put him out of position. Meanwhile, Bankai still in the pit himself. They do have enough utility to take the side. The question is, will they? Meanwhile, David is going to run straight into Pro. No mistake there, but that's going to review his position. And they want the trade-off. And yes, he will. They will get it. Meanwhile, we're going to see Bulbasaur do a bit of a spray, but there's no chances at all.
1 against 4 members of Bren.Esports. The bomb has already been planted. Splash Key with the AWP, what can he do here? I think the most logical choice is actually to go for an eco here, but I think he wants to give it a shot here. This is the first shot and loses the AWP.
That's the thing, right? That's the thing about being an oppo. It always sucks when you lose that first shot.
That's right.
I mean, coming into the second half of the map, pretty good round coming from Bird, obviously 10-5. I think there are a couple of rounds where Bren.Esports could have picked up as well. But not too bad, they tried their best. But now, here's crunch time. I'm going to ask you this question. Do you think there's still a hope for Bren to come back?
I think absolutely so. I mean, Boot has already shown us on the CT side what you can achieve on Inferno. So Bren.Esports, as we have really seen, they are really, really strong. We're really, really strong on Inferno itself. So,
Okay.
So what's going to happen is, I believe what's going to happen is that we will see Bren.Esports kind of turn the tables around, and it's up to Boot to decide whether they can hold on to this lead or not. Yep.
Yeah, but looks like we are already into our switch, so let's just jump right in. We're going to see Boot play Bren.Esports, and for those who just tuned in the stream, we are about to hit into the final few rounds, or rather the second half of the map between Boot and Bren.Esports. They are fighting for the first place in the Southeast Asia qualifiers. Obviously, the first place team will get 1,000 USD.
Ooh, I want that too.
Yep. On top of it, they've already secured the places. So whether or not Bren.Esports or Boot, even if either side do pick up this game, they are already guaranteed the spot. And Lace will be the top one joining there. But now Balcom, no mistake there with the pistol round. Like I said, this is going to be important for Bren.Esports. They can make a comeback if they pick up this pistol round. Bro, delaying a lot of time. The flash will come in. They pick up Babuso.
Well, looks like Becca is left all alone. Can he do anything? He's going to be sandwiched.
Oh! He wanted to go for the knife. Flashy play.
Well, Bren.Esports here, they definitely have the momentum on them. This is going to be 10-6. They have the first pistol round of the second half. So this is going to help propel them to better heights here, as Bren.Esports looks to do the sweep and turn around to get this win away from Boot.
Bren.Esports here. That pistol round was crucial. Like, that was really, really important to the team's momentum. And obviously coming in fresh from the second round, for the first half of the map, they did manage to pick up the previous round. So I would say both teams are pretty warmed up. A little bit too late to warm up now coming into the final few rounds.
That's right, but you can see as Boot, they want to try and make an aggressive turn into the bomb sites. And Bren.Esports, I think, like we said, Bren.Esports is really, really strong on Inferno, and I think they kind of have everything prepared to deal with Boot's aggression. So I just want to see how Bren.Esports kind of forces their way into the Boot's mind and kind of just outplay them on the mental skill.
Right. And that flash, that molly, and that smoke as well. It's going to bring the clock down to 50 seconds before Boot can do anything. Bren.Esports here just going to be delaying a little bit of time. But here we have it. The B-Rush coming in. Balcom trying to hold his side. Will they be able to pick up the kill onto Balcom? Yes, oh no, he doesn't. He gets his spray down. And Bren.Esports, no mistake there. 10-7.
Super clean, so this is going to be a 3-round deficit now. They've really cut it down. And Bren.Esports, I think they have something coming for them.
Meanwhile, we do see Derek. Pretty consistent throughout the team for Bren.Esports. Thank you, Zitch. Only Derek with 7. Score's pretty close for both of these two teams, but David here is going to be having the AKs, a little bit of a spray down Banana.
I mean, this is a very important round for Boot. If you take a look at the money they have, if they lose this round, it's going to be super bad for them.
It's going to break them. It's going to break the economy as well. And we all know what happens in Inferno when you don't have the rifles, don't have the utilities to play around with it. It could be a really bad round for Boot, but who knows? I mean, they haven't made a play, so they haven't made so much as a sell to kind of review, which side they're going to play towards. But here comes the first smoke coming up from them. It's going to smoke up towards the arc.
Well, Bren.Esports here still, I think, in total control. As you can see, Boot, I think they just want to take their time slowly, but this is really in Bren's hands. If Bren.Esports makes the first move to kind of cut out any players from Boot, it really just devastates this entire game strat.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we're going to see Wits. Well, he pushes Booker, he goes for the flash, he goes for the spray, but he gets sprayed back. Technical play coming in, but Pro gets taken down right in the ruins.
So it looks like Boot is going to have the advantage of 5v2. Really hard to lose this game unless you are going to show it here. So it looks like Boot, they do get the bomb plant, and they're going to be forcing Bren.Esports out of the way, at least for this round. So it looks probable that it's going to be the scoreline of 11-7.
Meanwhile, we do see Alex pushing down Second mid, they're on the hunt right now. Want to make sure that Bren.Esports are forced to purchase those guns in the next round. Not going to find anything, but interesting round so far, but nothing too fancy, just B rush, standard B rush. Like I said, when you're on the losing streak, you gotta make sure you switch things up and try to take your opponent by surprise, and they suddenly did that in round number 18.
That's right, so with 11-7, it just spells 5 more rounds for Boot if they want to take this win. Bren.Esports still was a little shy of the 16 score to achieve, but as we all know, Bren.Esports, they definitely can do it. So let's take a look at how this round will go with the finances kind of being even out on both teams now with that win from Boot.
Papi Chulo here with the M4 as well as Derek and Wiz meanwhile Pro. Coming down the middle. But though he only has an MP9, meanwhile Alex, the rest of Boot, leaning really heavily onto the A side. Slowly gonna push up onto the apartments. Makes quite a bit of a sound.
Bren.Esports here just getting themselves in position to see if there's any surprise attacks from Boot on either of these bomb sites. And I think Boot, they're just trying to take it as slow as possible, really just get into the minds of Bren.Esports, see if they can force anything out. As you can see, Boot is testing the waters of Bren.Esports' defense.
I remember the last time that happened, they kind of forced their way into the side, although it might be something a little bit different this time around.
As the molly is thrown down by Bren.Esports, they just want to delay time, 40 seconds more and counting for Boot to actually decide on which bomb site they want to go to. And of course, once they've decided this, they want to make sure they get that bomb plant. 30 seconds more.
Close to hiding as well, the pop flash, but not being able to pick up the Q though. They managed to pick up Bankai on the other side of the map, but Wiz still holding strong, still up and running. He throws the smoke, but he took it out at the wrong timing as well.
Oh, looks like Boot is going to force their way into the B-bomb side, and it looks like Bren.Esports, they have to come up with a solution as soon as possible. Volcom and Papi Chulo are going to get caught out. Derek, the only lone survivor here. Bren.Esports, can they pull a win out of their pocket as we approach round 20? Derek here, he spots the bomb, but does he spot any of the Boot players? He does, but he gets taken out instead. So Splash Key ends the round for them. This is going to be 12-7 as the CT side of Bren.Esports is going to call for the third timeout out of the 4 they have available. This is really scary for them because Boot, I think they already are in the groove. The momentum is there for sure. And right now, the finance portion, it's not looking good for Bren.Esports. This is a very tough round for them to win as we're going to round 20 because Boot, not only are they cash rich, they have a lot of firepower and utility as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty more concerned of Bren.Esports just because they are forced to eco this round. I don't think they have enough firepower to kind of stand up against Boot's B rushes. And I mean, we've seen a couple of rounds where Boot, they scout a little bit onto the apartments, make a little bit of noise, and when they pull Weeds back into the mid, and then that just allows Boot to have that man advantage when they break into B side. It's been working so far. We're gonna see whether Bren.Esports have an answer to that, but it looks like in the meantime, round number 20, Boot, they have 12 rounds in.
As you can see, Bankai here super aggressive with his movements. Just wants to force the issue here as they get 2 kills right off the bat, 4 kills already as Papi Chulo is left to fend the defense of the bomb site by himself. Looks like Boot is going to secure this round with ease as Papi Chulo, I think there's nothing much he can do. He's going to get taken out instead.
Right straight to the AK.
Again, the one to hand the death to the rest of Bren.Esports here as Boot extends their lead.
Like we said, we can't blame them too much.
Yep.
Really but then again, what was that coming from Bankai? The Mag 10 rush coming in, the pop flash, and he gets the Q as well. So coming to round number 21, we can see Boot now turning rounds to Bren.Esports 7. And momentum definitely shifting back onto the Singaporean team.
Oh, this is just 1 round away from 14. So 14 was a magical number for Boot in the previous game. Let's see whether this is the magical number for them. As Bankai is the one to take the fall first, along with Alex and Dave as well. So now Boot things don't look too good for you guys, as now only 2 members up against 3 members from Bren.Esports. Still plenty of utilities actually on both sides, so it's just who has a smarter play. Splash key gonna be taken out as well. So Boba saw the last one, and Bren.Esports says, no way are you gonna have the momentum here. It's 13-8, a 5-round advantage still in favor of Boot, of course, but Brent, they somehow pull something out of their pocket here. It does not really hurt Boot's finances too much, as you can see. Most of the players here pretty rich. So it looks like Boot gonna try and make something happen for themselves.
Bren.Esports here gonna be playing a little bit more coming in.
Alex is actually gonna take a bit of damage here. So Boot, very patient so far. They don't want to rush anything.
David here with the flash. Not to catch anyone right now, but like I said, Bren.Esports, on the brink of death, they've always been able to find something out of the bag.
That's right. So Bren.Esports, of course, we don't count them out. In terms of firepower, they are slightly lesser on, compared to the side of Boot here. Boot still really healthy, a lot of utilities for them to make use of. As you can see, Bren.Esports, they need to mount this defense. Boot, really patient. They have a lot of time to play around and decide which bomb site they want to go to. And of course, with that, if you take a look at the utilities they have on hand, they definitely can force surprise attack into any one of these bomb sites.
Yeah, definitely. They want to make the play happen right now, but it is Bobosaur with the smoke. They want to push it right into quad, and not too sure if this is trap for them. The spray down comes in, Darren gets spotted out, and they want to make a play. However, the Boilers not being able to guard right there. Borkum gonna get the right angle shot. It's a 2-on-2. Meanwhile, Bobosaur waiting for the right time to pop that up.
Waiting for the smoke to dissipate here, if they can see anyone. Looks like
Bobosaur gets the first one. They know where Borkum is. He's going to throw the molly, but there is not in a splash key. Will shut that down. 14-8. But like you mentioned, 14 was the magical number for Bren.Esports when they put that one back in nuke. Can Boot close this one out?
Well, 2 more games. Once again, so near yet so far. The boys from Boot definitely, they don't want a repeat of the previous game. So here comes the timeout though from Bren.Esports. They want to make sure that they get this momentum stopped, at least kind of rethink their strategies. And finance, I think, still...
Yeah, I mean, the economy is definitely not working in Bren.Esports' favor. You can see they've got to go on the eco right now. But what can they do? Because they've got not enough economy to buy up. You go on the eco, you kind of give away, you know, that match point over to Boot. So they're kind of stuck in between. If I were them, I would definitely do a buyout round. You got to prevent them from getting that round number 15. You got to make sure that you maybe pick up a couple of lucky kills and then take it from there. Take it one round at a time. We'll roll you about round 24 when we get there.
Well, Bren.Esports definitely has their backs against the wall here as Boot looks to close this game out with 2 more rounds before they take this entire series of this best of 3. And Bren.Esports, I think what they want to do is just to get as many kills as possible, at least get the numbers in your advantage, because they don't really have much utilities to play around with, of course. And Boot, really patient. Once again, I think they're just going to wait it out until the 40 or 50 seconds mark and then just rush their way into either one of these bomb sites and force Brent into an awkward position.
Definitely Bobosaur jumping onto the pusher right now, but you do see Bren.Esports playing this one really tight onto the corners. Look at how tightly knitted they are. They're just making sure that they want to do the trade-off, right? You're going to see Wit, you're going to see Borkum onto the CT side.
There you go, we saw this yesterday, and I like this when it works. So here, Bren.Esports though are taking a bit of damage. They are being forced out of position by the members of Boot here. Looks like Bankai, they just want to create a big distraction here.
Bren.Esports playing a little bit safe, but meanwhile we do see David hiding around the corner. It's going to reveal himself. Papi Chulo, eyes on the apartments right now.
27 seconds and counting. Boot, I think they want to try and make something happen soon because 20 seconds not a lot of time as they try to rush it in. It's going to be delayed here. Bren.Esports though, they are left with 2 members here, Derek and Wick. As they try to figure something out.
The trade. Oh, it's not going to work in favor. They will get the ball. Plun and Boot looking strong in round number 23. Wits going to be saving up the CZ. And most likely will be contented with, if he can find a rifle here, that's the best he can hope for now.
Well, but I don't think that seems to be the case here, which, I mean, he's really stuck in a very bad position here. Bren.Esports, this round seems to be, I mean, all but lost for Bren.Esports. So Boot is probably going to get this, as you see how Dave is trying to look around the map and scour consolation. Oh no way are they going to give you anything out of this map. So Boot, 15 to 8, this looks like it could be game point here, game set for Boot if they win this round. Like we said before, the finance, the bank is not looking very good on the side of Bren.Esports. If they can pull this round out, it would be beautiful for them. But Boot, of course, not going to let that happen. Boot fully decked out in the utilities and the firepower. So Boot,
they're going to force everything out as of now. Boot playing this one a little bit more aggressively. They want to end the game right here. Bren.Esports, can they hold up for one more round? Derek already down to 4 HP.
I mean, Bren, this is the time to keep calm and composed. You don't want to push your luck here. Make sure you force Boot to make big bad mistakes here. As Bren.Esports, they have to try and figure something out. They don't really have a lot of the utilities to play around. I mean, firepower is not on their side as well. This is a really tough round for Bren.Esports.
Oh, especially, he might make the play here. Oh, he doesn't. They managed to pick up one round. But David is still there to get the cover in. The smoke comes up. Balcom, he's going to retrieve the AK. I expect to say, no, he doesn't even keep the AK. And Boot, they're more than happy to have a trade-off here because they know Bren.Esports are against the back. The backs are against the wall right now. And Witch pulls something out of the back. But they get the corner in. Now, the rotation coming from Pro. Can he get a couple of lucky shots? No, he doesn't. He's not going to reveal his position. But Bobuso is running right the corner. He's got the SG. Does he go for the kill? Does he check the corner though? No, he doesn't. No.
They get picked out here. It's a 2v2 situation. Oh, really tense here. I mean, if you are Boot fan, you are going to hold your breath. So Alex and Bankai, they are going up against Papi Chulo and Pro. Bren.Esports, this is the time to make things count here as they are being delayed by that Molly.
Remember, they don't have the kid.
Alex
Papi Chulo did manage to bring him down. It's all down to Bankai now. Can he get this one in? Bankai last round, maybe he can. Yes, he gets one. One more. Pro going around the corner now. He's playing around for time. And yes, he will. Boot, your winners and champions of the Southeast Asia qualifiers for eXTREMESLAND. What a round that was. What a map it is. And my, oh my. It all came down to Bankai.
Right. I mean, 16 to 8. We were really worried, you know, Boot were going to choke again.
I'm not saying they will, I'm just saying they did in map 2. I think that was kind of undisputed. But that being said, champions being champions, they did manage to pick that up and close the case in Inferno. Congratulations to them, winning 2-1 over Bren.Esports. Obviously, these two will qualify in the Southeast Asia qualifiers alongside none other than Lei. So 2 Singaporean teams and 1 Philippine teams. I mean, they must be feeling good right now.
That's right. So, I mean, these 3 teams, they will represent the